Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in to check out your boy, P Funk, out here in my lab in the wee hours of the morning. Where I do what I do for you. Got a nice one for you this morning. Hope you enjoy it. Let's go. Right as a 25 rule to live by. Storyteller. Story with message and story for life. I give you life lessons. You tune in to receive them. We got a good thing going. Let's ride. Right thinkers mission, and yeah, I'm on it. It's to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Trying to get you to have your knee house moment, aka know that something. Right thinkers way of life. And with that, you will do just that. Through mental and spiritual discipline, daily will help and guide you to attain your goal of spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission is that all right thinkers do just that with my tutelage to learn and know themselves for themselves. You and God can have your own personal relationship. I have mine. Start yours. Let's go. And when you know yourself, you know what I'm talking about. Okay, here you go. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard that. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple. You teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Stay tuned. I got you. A person who knows not and knows, excuse me, a person who knows not and believes that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows but knows not that they know is asleep spiritually. I can awaken them from spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons, they reside in you. Right thinkers know that self. And to my eye, be true. Today, right thinkers, I'm on my God kick. Okay, let's talk about God. Okay, no problem. This free discussion, open discussion. If you're open-minded and you have your own concepts and views, then you can have that conversation. That's what we're about to have right now. One-sided, but it's a conversation. Right? Let's talk about God concepts. We all have our own, and the question is always, who's right? If you have a God concept, you're right. Why? Because it's a thought, it's a concept. It starts within the mind. So that's being God conscious. I'm trying to get all my right thinkers to become God conscious. Once you're conscious of God, once you learn the things you can do to appease God, to please God, and you'll see, yeah, you know God too. Why? Because He's going to bless you for only the things that you do. Let's go. Now, in my studies, 35 years now, I've learned many different God concepts. Every religious person, every religious group has a God concept, okay, which is fine. And every one of them is right. Again, I call religion, let me get to that overstep, stay back here, get back to the lane. But the God concept, everyone has one. That's the whole concept. It's personal, it's mental, it's all up here. God is all encompassing, all conceptualizations that every mind can conceive. It's available. That's the free will. Ability to think, to comprehend, to make things happen with consciousness, with a thought. And if you can conceive, aka believe, is all conceptualizations. My concept of God is what I give to you every day. I learn, I study, I implement, and I put it together, and then I can give it to you already taken care of. I took care of all the other stuff that you don't want to do. Put the study time in, put the mind time in to let it study, put it together, compromise it, then compact it, compartmentalize it, and put it in a structure where I can teach it and you can understand it. I hope you get all that. It's a mouthful, but that's my point as a teacher. God is, watch this, everything. Yeah, but we say that. We don't really understand or conceive what it really means because it sounds good. God is everything. My everything. When I sing that song, I'm singing it from the heart. Why? Because He is. If you understand that, you would too. I'm just saying. I don't do the preaching thing. When it comes to God, it's a conception thing and an implementation of your thoughts and your actions, aka good deeds, selfless actions, and you will know God. Why? Because He'll make Himself known to you. This little tidbit. God is all consciousness. God is all everything. We have the mind of God. Why? Because that's what he gave to man. Sorry. Now, to be able to what? Become conscious of your higher self, which is God, which is him who gave you that. He want to make sure you earn it. Blessings. Uh-uh. Mm-mm. Spirit in us, that's the blessing. Given ability to breathe, free will to think for yourself, that's the blessing. On a day-to-day basis, you earn your blessings after that point. So start telling me, oh, I'm blessed. I'm blessed. You're only blessed if you live it right. And I'm blessed and highly favored. Now, why? Because I'm living right. I had no idea what that meant when I wasn't living right. I couldn't conceive what I may get the blessed and highly favored. No. If you're living right, you're earning your blessings, you're doing the things you need to do. And if you're following God's obedience, you are favored by him. So it makes sense. My pastor broke that down for me. So I just, again, implement it to what I'm doing. Why? Because I figured it out, I understand it, so I can teach it. Simple. God is to be conceived. That means to know, not to believe. Excuse me. God is to be conceived, not just what? Believe. With right thinking philosophy, oh, you will get to know God for yourself because the things that you're going to do is going to make that possible. I know that for a fact. God believers, are you Christian followers, Muslim, Jew, whatever faith you follow, you God believer because religion means there's a God at the end of the trail that you're trying to get to. Fine, that's what religion means. But how you living? Religion is lived. It ain't practiced once a week or twice a week at the prayer line or at the church. No, it's practiced every day in your daily life. Maya tells you, practice me, live me daily. Why? You'll see. That's why. Everybody wants the answer to the question. Everybody wants to know the answer, but they don't want to go through the rigors and the things they need to do to find the answer out for themselves. That's why I tell you, I put the onus on you to find God for yourself. I'm just pointing in the right direction. Go that way. You got to do is go. But just go. If I say shoot, just shoot. When you're aiming and you're ready for the call, if I get a call, just follow my lead. That's all. That's what a good leader does. Put you in a position to succeed, not to be put you out there in a position where leave you hanging. I wouldn't do that to you. All right. Our fellowship with God, believers, Christians, love them. Why? They not just God believers. It ain't just believing in God that's gonna make you a Christian. No. It's how you live according to what you believe in God. That's in line the difference when I tell you a good Christian will follow what Christians think. I can follow with that. But a bad Christian will just talk about it and don't do nothing. My brother said, one to judge and one don't. Again, everybody has their own opinion and their own right to think and feel any way they want. It's called free will for a reason. I'm just teaching because I know my young people need knowledge, truth. That's my goal, to teach young people the truth. All you God believers are the biggest wrongdoers in God's name. Every criminal probably is religious. That means he know God. He know right from wrong. That didn't deter him. Commissions, we ain't out here robbing, stealing, and doing nonsense. We just out here trying to educate and teach and be our best selves. We never, Commissions, the Kemetic civilization, Egyptians that we know, never invaded nobody. Just saying. So remember, all you so-called Christians doing all these bad things and claiming to be, a God follower, he knows your heart. He knows when you out here being slick and getting over on people and coming running game. That's his job to know that. Religious followers have their God concepts. Again, y'all use Christ as God, or whatever. However, again, that's y'all. But that they pick up, they pick and choose how to live by the rules. Some rules they like, some rules they don't. But they don't want they don't like, they're not gonna follow. But if that's part of what you following, you need to obey the rules. I keep explaining to you. I can't be a Muslim because I eat ribs. So Muslims don't eat ribs. That doesn't mean I can't study the tenets of Islam. That doesn't mean I can't respect and understand what they represent. I don't have to be part of it to respect it. Being a God believer, faith, okay, I'm a believer, doesn't make you any better than those who don't give two craps about God, God ignorant. A lot of people go through life ignorant of God, living their life and their best life, some of them, and don't have a clue. But what? In the end, he tells you, I'm going to be with you until the end. And if you ignore me the whole time you're doing what you're doing, I'm still there. I ain't going nowhere. But in the end, I'll step in and let you know, my man, you had ample time and you failed. Move on. I'm it. Have your way. So understand that karma is God's way of letting you know, I see you. Okay, that's why I rock the eye. Is letting me know that I'm God conscious. I know everything I'm doing and being how I'm doing is scrutinized by my higher self. Me! He ain't up there in the sky looking down. So I see more. I make sure I'm looking at him. No! So sorry about that. Let me get back to the lesson. I'm a little excited this morning. When you get to talk about God, I get like a preacher. I get antsy. I get antsy. Why? Because that's the passion. I understand preachers, they doing their job. And they get passionate and they get involved. I do the same thing when I'm teaching, so I get it. Moving on. Where we at? Okay. Believing in God, that's just the start. That's the kiddie stuff to get you started. Okay? Is start. Now, what you got to do? Obey God. Follow the rules laid down by God. Live a righteous life and have God concepts by doing what? Living a virtuous and righteous lifestyle daily to appease Him, to please Him. What? To earn your blessings. Believing in God. Oh, excuse me. Now, next one. Right thinking philosophy is our ancient Kemetic ancestors' concepts, and they all there. This is their God concepts. I adopted them. I learned them. I understood them. I conceptualized them, dust off a little bit, modernize it, and then present it to my right thinkers. And guess what? They're picking it up. They're using it, and it worked. Not just for me. It's working for them. I have a master right thinker now who's been practicing. But he came in sharp. He didn't come in dumb. He came in sharp. He just advanced and made his way to what he want to do. Now he know what himself. Moving on. Religion is a good concept. Religion is a God concept based on God. You live by I live by our ancestors' rules who started religion by living what? Maya. That's what I practice. Then you got the Anuian religion. They break it down for you again. I got that. Then you got the mysteries. I break that down for you too. And if you want more, guess what? I even got my girl. Okay? ISIS. I got her too. I got them all. I read, I study, I practice so I can be proficient in the lessons that I give that's going to help you be your best self. Just moving on. Let's go. I'm feeling good this morning. I feel like teaching. All right. I went to Kemet and I learned. I'm changing Egypt. Why? Because I just got the lesson that the Egyptian is another Greek word. The Greeks changed everything. And again, we call ourselves Cometians. Okay, Kemet. Okay, so I'll be using that instead of Egyptian. Every now and then I may slip, but I would prefer to use Kemet. Kemet ancestors had their God concept. They're the originators. Religion is a God concept that you live by, that our ancient ancestors started a long time ago. When you're God conscious, aka you learn the 42 laws of Maya, and now you can live in what? Peace and harmony within yourself. The ancient Cometians lived thousands of years practicing Maya, Shita, letter philosophy, and lived in peace and harmony for thousands of years amongst themselves. Again, I try to explain to you, Egyptians, Cometians never left Egypt to go conquer nobody. We perfected our stuff right there where we are. So understand that. And when I went to learn and study the spiritual truth of our ancestors over 30 years ago, I end up mastering them, and I live that lifestyle. I've been living the Egyptian lifestyle for over 20 years now. Nobody seems to realize it. Why? It don't change. It's internal. It ain't how I walk and how I look. No, it's how I act, how I perceive, how I do things for myself and my higher self. This is how I serve God, by being my best self. Being God conscious means what? Knowing the spiritual truth. I say knowing spiritual truth because in the Bible, those are all spiritual truths. So I gotta let you know there's some well-dressed lies in there. So that's my point. That's my concept. But I ain't doing that right now. But knowing thyself and knowing spiritual truth and what? Knowing them don't mean jack. When you live by them daily, you professing what you're learning. You're professing what you believe in. You living out your beliefs. Not just running around talking about it. You live them. That's how you do it. Concepts like, watch this. Concepts like thoughts means nothing. Why? Like prayer without works. Nothing. Why? Without the action, without the deed. Prayer with no works is the same concept. So we saying different things, but meaning the same thing again. But if you start to study and learn, you have your own concepts that you can live by, that you manifest for yourself, and you carve out, and you live by them. Stand by them. Stand on them. I'm standing on what I believe. And if I can manifest my belief, that means it's not just belief, it's what I know. Right thinking and God is what I know. Religions, again, have their God concepts. And that's the whole purpose of religion. You have a concept about God that you're going to adhere to. Simple. I call religions the well-dressed lie. Why? Because their concepts are misunderstood and, more importantly, mistaught. If somebody's teaching you the wrong thing, you're not going to learn the right thing. Why? You're going to follow what they're teaching you. Education system. If you live by your religious concepts daily, what'll happen? You will become what? God conscious by what? Your deeds and your righteous and virtuous lifestyle that you're living for God. Your God. The one that you understand. Not what the one they say, no. I got my own. And you can have your own. I tell you, it's over 9 billion people. It's over 9 billion ways to get to God because every individual has that opportunity. It's called free will. Okay? Religious people, watch this, who taught religious concepts, that's all they do. Most of them, they talk a good, oh, you can, yeah. But when it comes to how they living, but no religious actions, or when you're doing all that talking with no religious action, you're a hypocrite. Again, if they don't, what they say, don't match what they do, don't trust them. Why? They're lying. The balance should be there. You should know, do, and act. So the things that you know to do, and you do those things, that's the action. So that's how it's done. But yeah, okay. Religions mean well when they mean well, but when the God concepts are practiced daily, correctly, again, correctly, not just haphazardly, no, correctly, things will change, and so will you. That's the whole goal, is to get you to change from what you used to be, which is ignorant, and to become knowledge of self, which is enlightened being spiritually. Knowing your higher self is all spiritual and mental. Heart, mind, coherence. You need to understand what that means. Moving on. Wow, okay, yeah, I'm about done. Oh, here we go. In the ways, okay. I'm religious. Yeah, why? Because I live for God daily. That makes me a religion. Now, right thinking, I tell you, it's not a religion, but a way of life. And religion is a way of life, so I'm religious to that point. That's what I'm trying to show you, okay? The way of how I live my daily life makes me religious. I'm paying respect. I'm being obedient to my higher self. That's religion. Righteous. I'm religious in my way of life and how I live my daily life. Righteous, not religious. I do what I'm supposed to do. A whole bunch of jibber jabber, I do that when I'm teaching. So I don't need to talk about a whole bunch of nonsense. Moving on. Let me get this wrapped up. Again, last one. Right thinking philosophy. Right thinking philosophy has its God concepts that we also live by daily. Trust me. I use my God concepts of keeping God in everything I think, say, and do. That's being God conscious. I'm not gonna do nothing to offend God. I'm not gonna put myself in a bad predicament in life. So to me, that's being God conscious. I say, yo, man, I got some shells over here. I'll put you back in the game. I ain't doing that. That's being God conscious. But if I was ignorant and think like, got a chance to get back, won't do that. I'm God conscious all the time. Why? Not a God fanatic. I'm not running around here raising the roof, praising the Lord. They talk, yeah, praise the Lord. Yeah, praise. Man, no. That's fanatical. I'm not a fanatic or a fan of God. I'm a servant and a believer and a knower of God. Big difference. Now, I'm not running around praising the Lord in words. I praise the Lord in deeds. That's the difference between a true spiritual person and a religious person. Right thinkers, we practice righteous living when daily and doing God's will. God will bless you for doing that. I can guarantee you that. I ain't got to be the one to do it. All you got to do is put the work in, and he'll take the rest. He's with you. He know what you're doing. So if you sneaking and creeping, he know what you're doing. Even if you're successful sneaking and creeping, he still know what you're doing. I teach you why doing the right thing is how to earn your blessings. Why is that? Because I know and I show you daily. That's why I do what I do. To show you, to let you see what it looks like. Ain't nothing special. Ain't nobody. I'm just another person doing what I think I should do for you to help you become the best you can be. That's right thinking philosophy, and that's the mission that I'm on. Last one. Appreciate you tuning in. When you serve the Lord, concept. When you serve God, the concept of your understanding, that's right thing of philosophy. You ain't got to serve Jehovah. You ain't got to serve Allah. Whatever you want to call him, that's your choice. But as long as you do serve and praise and put him in the best position and put yourself in the best position to appease your higher self, that's right thing of philosophy. Anybody can be a right thinker. Just live right, do right, be fine. From Mr. Right. I'm out. Oh, I'll be back.